Forealism in the studio today, talking about our song Thunderstorm. So Thunderstorm is a song we started producing
late 2021.
Yeah, had been through the COVID era.
Weathered that storm.
And we were working on a new track, and we really wanted to combine the elements of house with metal. So that was kind of the initial start. What's the song about?
It's about being a force of nature.
Saying, I am the thunderstorm, which is a mantra.
Yeah.
Saying, I am a force of nature. And it's also talking about the power of the mind to create or destroy. So it's a lot about the creative process and the power that we have as artists and creators, producers. Let's talk more about the inspiration.
When we say metal, we're kind of referring to classic metal like Black Sabbath, Metallica. There's also like elements of the Prodigy.
Right.
That mix of that vibe.
Because Prodigy is an electronic group, but they brought in elements of metal and hip-hop, funk, and fused that together to create their own unique sound. And that's definitely something that we think about with this song. This was the first song that we produced that we decided to call house metal. That was kind of where the name came from. This song is also influenced by Boris Brejcha. He combines melodic techno, and he creates like a very cinematic feel, but it's also funky dance music.
Yeah, it feels like you're moving in a space or the song is moving through a space. Pushing forward, it has that atmospheric movement experience.
As we were creating the song, it gave us that like cinematic vibe, sense of these larger than life characters, kind of a big feel. The vibe of the song is, it makes you want to mosh. It's house to bang your head to.
Very, very high energy.
High energy dance, but kind of aggressive in a sense.
Yeah.
Get your energy out, but again, it's like mosh pit house music. Mm-hmm. House to bang your head to. This song is how we came up with the phrase house metal.
Yeah.
Which we use to describe some of our songs. And, it's like, makes you want to mosh, makes you want to bang your head, jump around. It's like, move bitch, get out the way.
Rail Rider's anthem.
Exactly.
That's what they say in the festivals, right?
Yeah. I am the thunderstorm.
With the sound effects.
This suit is made of vinyl records, broken vinyl records.
That's the thunderstorm.
And that's why we used it to go with this music video, song, podcast. It's louder.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
This suit weighs 20 pounds.
FYI.
The head weighs
respectfully
6 pounds. The L Vinyl Beast head is 6 pounds. This suit is 20 pounds. You want to talk about some of the life events during this time of music production and how it relates to the song?
The origin story.
I'll start. We went through COVID. We lost our apartment in Miami because there was no work. So we battled through that. Coming back, going through COVID, got our apartment back. And there was a sense of victory, that time in our lives when we decided to start to focus on music production again. We had that sense about ourselves and what we were doing.
Probably the world too in general.
Yeah.
There was that basically having had dealt with the hardship and that making everyone tougher, and we weathered the storm.
We weathered the storm and became storms ourselves.
Yeah.
And we were determined to continue to move forward.
It was kind of a realization that we're unstoppable.
Which is what the song is about. It's a mantra saying, I am the thunderstorm. I am a force of nature and the power of the mind to create or destroy. And whatever we set our minds to, we can accomplish.
Yeah.
So that's where we were at that time. And so, we wrote this song with that power and that energy.
With everything that we're saying, it sounds like a victorious march or anthem. That's what you hear in the instrumental.
Determination. It's a forcefulness.
Right.
If you listen to the instrumental, it starts out very fluid. Mm-hmm. It still has kind of an ominous, powerful sense, but it is very airy. And with the choreography that we do in the music video is a qigong, like fluid motion. Then it builds up into more of a destructive or energetic or becomes a defensive movement. What are we talking about?
The flow and the emotion of the song.
Yeah, and its meaning and our feeling of what was happening at the time.
Yeah.
And what we were going through was pushing ahead, moving on, cleansing that energy
Right.
to move on to the next thing. So this is a transitional song for us where we left behind music that didn't have much meaning or feeling, but
The
just
song's about nothing.
to bringing in elements that we were more interested in and to make something more unique, to step into the next phase of our career.
To push the line.
That's right.
Yep.
So then that takes us to the title or the lyrics. We still didn't have the lyrics at that time. We had the instrumental. The instrumental was pretty far along in the production, but then we had to come up with the lyrics. So we brainstormed, ironically, different ideas, right?
Yeah.
So what was some of the concepts that we had? Like, how did we go through this process of coming up with the name of the song and the lyrics?
The lyrics we have now were the first version of the lyrics that we wrote.
We just came up with "I Am the Thunderstorm."
Yeah.
We were like, what does this sound like? It sounds like Godzilla, giant monsters stomping through a city or something.
in the distance. I'm stretching, sorry.
Should we cut this or just leave it in?
Just leave it in, I don't care.
All right. The song made us think about like giant monsters.
Some grand character.
Or, yeah, either like Godzilla or Zeus, something like that.
Yeah, so I think the idea of Godzilla is that that character is an animal representation of a hurricane.
Yeah.
And
He's also
that's a storm.
Godzilla is also a force of nature.
Yeah.
He comes out of the sea. He wreaks havoc. He battles something. Sometimes he's good. Sometimes he's bad.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a sequel.
Yep. Another monster comes
Thunderstorm
out.
2, coming soon. Maybe
The quest
maybe
for
not.
more bass.
The quest for more bass. So
Same with all of our other songs.
we're getting distracted here, man. We're getting
Yeah.
sidetracked. What the fuck are we talking about?
Godzilla.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
lyrics,
The
the writing
lyrics.
of the lyrics.
The lyrics. So
We were
we
living
were
in-
in our studio working on the production. Like, we got to come up with lyrics. So we decided to go listen to the instrumental in our Forealmobile 1
Out in the park.
out in the park.
On the bay in Miami.
Yeah.
Watching the dolphins and shit.
Right, dolphins are going. You know that thing dolphins do,
Yeah. Pelicans too.
And they go-
doing that pelican thing.
whatever
Like a
sound
little
they make.
chihuahua.
Kind of. So the dolphins were in the bay. We were sitting in the Forealmobile 1, listening.
With our
The
kicker
auto-
speakers.
Yeah, in the audio.
What?
I don't know.
You should leave this in. This is funny.
What? Audio.
Audio bots, roll out.
So we were listening. We were listening.
Hear me out.
Just hear me out. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the best thing ever.
But you won't believe it when we
But
say it.
you
at
won't
first.
believe this. We were sitting in the Forealmobile on the bay, watching the dolphins, listening to Thunderstorm, the instrumental before it was Thunderstorm, and we're like, I don't know what's the lyrics? How do we? So in the distance, we saw a cloud, like a rainstorm,
Ominous thunderclouds rolling in.
ominous thunderclouds rolling.
The weather scene in Miami, if you haven't been there, it's a lot of sun. Like even on a cloudy day, it's gonna be sunny. There's just patches of rain like here and there. That's a rainy day in Miami. You can see that shit from miles away. Oh, it's raining over there.
Yeah.
But you're still getting your tan on.
So we saw that and we're like, wow, Thunderstorm. That makes sense with this instrumental. That resonates well. So we were like, Thunderstorm. Thunderstorm. How about I Am the Thunderstorm?
Yeah.
And then the rest was just added to that. We're like, let's keep it simple.
I was gonna say it makes me think now of the Gnarls Barkley song, "Storm Coming."
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good connection that we haven't talked about.
Yeah.
There's a storm on the way. Yeah, I think that was probably also an influence that we'd never even really considered until now, having this discussion.
Yeah.
There's a storm on the way. There's a song that we had listened to in the past years earlier.
That's kind of right. That's kind of a representation of people characterizing themselves a lot in music and culture.
You mean as a force of nature?
Basically.
Yeah. Thunderstorm isn't a typical one that you hear. Like Jimi Hendrix's song is stand next to a mountain, chop it down with the edge of my hand. You know, it's saying
that's
like
kind of like an earthquake. That's what
Right.
it makes it me think of.
He's saying the same thing. He's a force of nature. He's an earthquake, or he has the power to move mountains.
Rock you like a hurricane.
Rock you like a hurricane.
Guitar Hero.
Right.
Guitar Hero type
Right,
beat.
right. So Thunderstorm is not that far removed from any of those. So we decided to create simple lyrics that also fit with like the house genre of something repetitive, simple, easy to remember, easy to repeat, and it becoming a mantra, a chant.
Becoming a chant, yeah.
So when you say it, it evokes that. That's what a mantra is. It's something you say to evoke an energy or a vibe. It's meant to empower. It empowers you. So what are the lyrics? How do they start? Hear the boom. Feel the shock. Hold on tight. The house will rock. I am the thunderstorm. I am the thunder. I am the thunderstorm. So, hear the boom. Feel the shock. Hold on tight. The house will rock.
I am the thunderstorm.
Yeah. It's funny because saying the house will rock is like an old... It's like an old blues song. Something about if the house is rocking, don't bother knocking, come on in. So we kind of reference that. We're also saying, yeah.
That's beyond me.
Well, that's old school.
Yeah.
So we're also saying we're going to rock the house, obviously, but feel the boom, hear the shock, hold on.
Because we're wild motherfuckers.
The house will rock. We're adding rock to house music. We're adding metal to house. So we're saying that within the lyrics as well. Hear the boom, feel the shock, hold on tight, the house will rock. I am the thunderstorm. I am the thunderstorm. It's another blues song.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing that right now. We wrote another blues song, which you kind of can't go wrong with. Like, blues song, you can't go wrong. Yeah, that's the foundation of American music is blues.
Right.
Blues and jazz.
The people of the music, or the other way you would say that.
The music of the people. Right. So we're talking about the foundation, that's our foundation as well.
Yeah.
My dad, his blues, being a blues player. We look like the Blues Brothers. This is another reference to what we're wearing and
Black
the hats,
shades handmade.
the glasses. Black shades handmade. In case you're interested, where's the glasses?
They're not.
Fuck.
They're over here.
We forgot.
Oops.
So yeah, these are the glasses that we wore in the music video.
Yep.
We make these by hand, just like we make everything you see essentially.
Yep.
Except for the hats.
We do have these for sale. If you go to our merch store, probably some link in the near regions. Cha-ching.
Link in description.
Yeah.
So we make these ourselves. These are made by hand. Handmade. Forealism on the label.
A folk song almost.
I am the thunderstorm.
That sounded Christmassy.
I am the thunderstorm. I am the thunderstorm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of metal songs are blues songs.
Yeah.
Like, that's how Black Sabbath came to be, right?
Right. Black Sabbath was originally a blues band.
Yeah.
And it's really evident in their early stuff, too. You can
And their later stuff.
And they basically were the foundation for metal. Like, they created metal.
Right.
So metal...
Music history.
Metal came from blues.
Blues is metal's dad.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Let's talk about the album art. Want to talk about the album art?
Let's talk about the album art.
Let's talk about the album art.
That's it right there. I think we said that earlier, but there it is again.
Yeah, so that is the album art. The process was we did a painting, which I just happen to have right here.
Ready to go? Here, let me help.
Yeah, so let's put it up here. This is the original album art. It's made of plexi, painted on the back. These white lines are painted on the front. This is a process that took probably a week, something that we're not going to do again because it takes too long. You can see the difference between this and the album art. The final album art, we made this monochromatic and we rotated it a little. Obviously added the logos, but it's inspired by Master of Puppets and Ride the Lightning, Metallica's albums,
Classics.
combining with the Forealism Beast.
Right.
BEA$T.
Let's hold it closer.
Yeah.
There.
And let's flip it so you can see the back.
All right.
So the painting was done on the back.
It was done in reverse.
Yeah, reverse painting.
All right. Should we put it away?
One last
All right.
look. All right, close to the camera. I am the thunderstorm. Let's talk about the technical aspects. How did we create this song?
So we used Ableton Live. We started by layering sound effects and making an atmosphere, and we had these horns. We layered the horns together to make ominous, monstrous sound that isn't clearly, oh, that's a trombone or something.
Yeah.
Like, we wanted to make it more than that, bigger.
So let's pull it up.
There's the horns.
So we started with the horns.
Yeah. So in that, there's 5 layers of horns in there, and I have them all like pitching upward. You can hear it.
Play it again.
Yeah, there you can see that. That's the automation. So it's going up and then back down really fast.
It's kind of like...
And then we got this groove, this bass line right here. That was the next part. Yeah. And that effectively made the drop, which is a lot of the same notes. Now
This is the metal
yeah.
element.
Yep.
So you got the horns, then you got the bass line, then you got the metal.
Yeah, this is a monster song. It's like Jaws or something.
Yeah.
I mean, this bass line is influenced a lot from tech house.
Let's hear it.
That's shaking the house.
So you had those elements.
Yeah.
We had the horn, the bass line, and the metal drop.
Yeah.
Then what?
I did start with the horns first, actually, and then I added these sound effects. I didn't add the thunder until after we wrote the lyrics, because that wasn't the, this is going to sound like rain and thunder. I added that stuff like basically at the end of...
Yeah. You did have the wind.
The wind was always in there.
For the atmosphere, you added wind at the beginning, and
Yeah.
that also helped influence the idea of the thunderstorm.
I actually don't think this made it into the final version. It is in the first version of the thunderstorm.
Yeah.
It's like this horror movie, like... But yeah, this is the whole... That's just one sound. This is...
Sounds like a jet.
Yeah. This is all the sound effects.
Right.
It's mostly rain and thunder you can hear. But yeah.
So how about the vocals? What was that like?
Producing it?
Yeah, recording and producing the vocals.
Well, we did a lot of different voices that are stacked.
Yeah.
I actually thought we pitched ourselves down, but we didn't. But yeah, there's a lot of reverb, as you can hear.
Hear the boom, feel the shock. Hold on tight, the house will rock. I am the thunder. I am the thunderstorm. I am the thunder. I am the thunderstorm.
So that's just multiple layers of our voice.
Yeah.
Multiple recordings, a reverb effect that's like a cathedral, big sound.
Yeah, there's 4 of you and 3 of me, so 7 altogether there. And then the double up is the same arrangement. And that actually was when we say I am the thunderstorm. I like layered it in Ableton, so I kind of wrote that with the computer, but we re-recorded it.
Right.
When we say it the second time, it's faster. So we just changed the cadence.
It's
there.
all the same recording?
No, we re-recorded that part, but we came up with that in the computer, if that makes sense. Like that's how that idea came to us.
Right.
I was moving parts around and
I am the thunderstorm. I am the thunderstorm.
Gotcha. So using the technology to help with the creative process happens all the time.
Yep.
I mean, just part of it.
That's how the drums, the percussion came together. Like I had the bass and then I added this, took this out, whatever. All kinds of high-end stuff. This is just the high end, I think. Let me find a crazy part. Yeah. That's all the percussion, I think. Sure sounds like. Yeah.
And that's it? That's all in there?
Yeah. This is probably the drop. Let's see. Yep.
Yeah. So the funk is built into this. It's not just metal. It's not just house. There's heavy funk in there as well.
Yeah.
Which is important. You gotta have
double kick.
You gotta have the funk. That's what makes it danceable.
Yeah. You hear these parts individually, and I think like, oh, wow, that's like not even in the song anymore. But it is. It's just all.
It's layered.
Yeah.
It all goes together to create. It's like an organism.
Right.
The organism is made up of multiple organs.
It's like an onion. Onions have layers.
Songs have layers.
Yeah.
Forealism has layers.
Yep. We got ourselves there.
It happens. What we were just talking about with those layers and showing like layers that don't even sound like they're part of the song, I think is an interesting thing we can do. Showing like this part, this part, this part, and then the parts together and a performance of that.
Right.
It helps people hear other parts of the song that they wouldn't pick out.
Right.
And they can hear it better.
That is a big part of learning how to produce, is understanding everything that goes into how it sounds and why it sounds that way.
Right.
How the parts are separated, how much they're in there, how much they're not in there.
Yeah.
That kind of
the
stuff.
ability to hear things that you can't hear.
Right.
That are there that you can't really hear because it all meshes together to create something else.
There's tricks too, like in the double kick, there's a lot of bass from that, but a lot of the bass in the final version is cut out of the second kick, that the kicks that aren't on the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
The bass is cut out of that because it's just too much for the whole song. The sub bass would basically get fucked if that wasn't if I didn't produce it that way. There's a lot of things like that I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but
this isn't the podcast for that.
Yeah.
We'll do another one just for that.
How to produce with Forealism.
Pay me.
Yeah. Pay me. Cha-ching!
So I think that wraps it up. Thank you guys for joining us for another edition of the Crunch Cast, Forealism in the studio. That was Dark. Guys.
Dark Suit.
Yeah, that was Dark Suit. Stay tuned for the music video and the music video podcast. Thank you guys for your support. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification thing. If you want to support us more, join our Patreon. You can buy our merch.
Yeah.
We have merch specifically for Thunderstorm. We're going to have merch for every song we put out, so look for that. Anything else?
Yeah. Smash that like button, curb stomp that subscribe button.
Headbutt that notification, bitch. I mean, button. Until next time. Play it again, DJ.
Okay, give me a second.
Until next time. Into the thunderstorm.